Last week we talked about different breeds of dogs, and some of those we went into, some of the care that they require. Some of the long-haired breeds specifically required a little bit more grooming than, say, some of the short-hair breeds. But today we're going to talk about caring for any dog and how you care for them kind of on a daily basis. So, the definition of grooming is the washing, combing, trimming, and brushing of the external parts of the dog. So, this would include things like their body, their eyes, their ears, their nails, that sort of thing. So, we're going to talk about their hair first. Really, brushing your dog daily is recommended. Now, most of us don't do that, especially if we have a small, or not a small, a short-haired breed of dog. But if you have a long-haired breed, daily brushing is definitely recommended, sometimes required. Does a couple different things. It removes dead hair, it distributes oils throughout the skin, and it also removes dandruff. Long-haired dogs might end up with matted hair, which is basically like a tangle. My mom used to call them rat's nests in my ears. Or not my ears, my goodness, my hair. But rat's nests or tangles or mats, whatever you want to call them, you can tease them out with a comb, or you can cut them out if teasing won't work, if they're just too severe. Long-haired dogs will also need burrs cut out of their coat if they get any. The best way to do this is to take a comb and actually like comb down to the mat or the burr, and you're going to stick that comb in between the burr or the mat and the skin. And the reason you do that is because when you take your scissors and you cut, that prevents you from hitting the skin with your scissors. That way you don't end up cutting or slicing a hole in your dog. So terriers and some of the other wire-haired breeds that we talked about will actually accumulate dead hair, and that dead hair has to be plucked. So at the bottom, you can see the different pictures of the stripping knives that I've got. There's several different types. There's a face one, a super fine one, a fine one, a medium one, and a coarse one. But that's how you actually remove the dead hair, and you can strip live hair. So what you do is you take a section of dead hair and you're going to kind of like hold it between your thumb and the stripping knife. And then you're going to pull it away with a quick kind of twisting motion, and that will strip the dead hair out. Doesn't hurt the dog. The hair's already dead. It's usually out of the skin already, so you're not like yanking hair out. All right, as far as bathing goes, we really only need to bathe our dogs when they're extremely dirty. I was very guilty of, I wanted a pretty shiny dog all the time. I was bathing my dog like every other week. I'll be honest with you, I've gotten lazy in my old age. I no longer do that. When she gets gross, I bathe her. Good products to use would be baby shampoo, mild soap, or coconut oil shampoo. You really don't want to use detergents like, like Dawn you can use because that's used on wildlife, but other more harsher detergents, you don't really want to do that. They can actually lead to skin reactions. Your dog can react allergically to them. Of course, you want to make sure that you're keeping shampoo out of the dog's eyes. Medicated shampoo is great if your dog has a flea issue. And then ophthalmic ointment, you can actually put in their eyes, and that will help with any eye irritation. Say some water drops got in their eyes or something like that. You can use that ophthalmic solution to kind of soothe that. Right, their ears. You want to check their ears once a month, and you want to clean them. My dogs get really dirty ears really quickly, so I actually clean them more often than that, probably once every other week or once every 3 weeks or so. But once a month is a good kind of benchmark. You want to make sure that you're checking for ticks, of course, because ticks can get in there and we won't notice them, because especially if they have floppy ears, their ears flop down and you just don't see them. You also want to make sure that you're checking for mites. You can remove the earwax or mites. If they have mites, I would suggest taking them to the vet and getting a medicated solution. But you can just take a cotton swab or soft cloth, and you can use mineral oil. They do make doggy ear cleaning solutions, which are more expensive, but they do work. And they're also hyperallergenic. You can also use hydrogen peroxide or alcohol. But if your dogs are sensitive to those types of products, it doesn't work all the time. You can also just use lukewarm water. If your dog's ears, especially if your dog's ears aren't that dirty and they don't really need a whole lot of cleaning, lukewarm water is great. You can just kind of swab it around in there and it'll get any of the nastiness out. You really only want to clean parts of the ears that are visible. You don't really want to stick your finger way down in there where you can't see because you might hit the eardrum. You can use your finger, but you never want to use anything that's sharp or pointy. That can obviously be some damaging stuff. All right, we're going to talk about the eyes, and then we will call it a day for this video. If there's any irritating substance on your dog's eyes, you can use boric acid or some sort of other eye wash solution to remove it. You also want to make sure that you're looking at your dog's eyes pretty regularly for any redness or puffiness that they might have. All right, we'll talk about teeth and nails in the next video. Of course, as always, let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, thanks for watching.